Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since we've had an update in Landmark, and this week we've been presented not only with an information-packed stream, but also a jam-packed list of update notes. We've learned that we'll not have races, at least at this point. We'll instead be using the character creation features to adjust our character's size, skin, hair color, along with selecting a particular outfit. And depending on which outfit you choose, this will assign the starting gear your Luminary will have upon spawning into the game. Along with all the new changes, the team introduced us to the new terminology that they've adopted to perhaps help demystify the oftentimes confusing aspect of the building creation and descriptive terms pertaining to aspects or elements within the game itself. As mentioned a moment ago, we started off with our identity in the game, moving from Landmarkians to Luminaries. Luminaries utilize the new unit of imagination known as lumens. Luminaries acquire inspiration in the form of lumens as they complete everyday activities, and the Lumen Station can distill these into equipment, resources, and knowledge. You'll gather lumens throughout your typical gameplay activity. Along with the terminology changes, elements of the game have changed as well. Islands are now called landscapes with a varying degree of changes to that landscape. Claims are now build sites, and claim management is site management. Templates are now referred to as building designs or just designs. The pivotal of these changes comes from the hotly debated, oftentimes contested aspect of the game that's been going on since launch, and that's the oftentimes perplexing and mystifying term voxels. Voxels are now known as blocks. Moving right along, we arrive at the underground caverns that are occupied with ruins. We'll now refer to them as Chaos Caverns. And lastly, achievements will be known as goals. Now, this may seem a little factious to players that have been participating in the development for 2 years, as Landmark has been our world, and we've guarded it with oftentimes xenophobic austerity. As of this recording, the game is still updating, and Terry mentioned that there are still more features that will be introduced amongst the myriad of elements that will be part of this particular update. Naturally, Terry didn't go into any details as the team wants to be cautious with release information, as the community and fans can oftentimes become dogmatic when fed even the most modest of elements. We can anticipate hearing more about the concepts and introductions as the development continues. I'll leave a link in the published section below if you want the specific details as to how this update and subsequent updates will change the face of the game, so as not to add any confusion as to what we can expect. New players will now be presented with a basic set of building designs, unlike starter homes we had in the past. These designs will allow someone new to the world to jump right into the building process. We had a brief look at the travel menu, which allows for a wider array of options for getting around the landscape. Being an H1Z1 tester, having a campfire felt incredibly familiar. The campfire will allow a player to restore their health after battling mobs or traveling the world as a whole. While you're in the Chaos Caverns, you'll encounter the new Lost Crystal. The Lost Crystal will provide players with rewards as well as allow them to teleport to the next cavern. Tools will now have additional benefits to them or buffs, so it will be interesting to see how this will aid players in gathering resources. We'll also be acquiring lumens as we gather, providing us with a form of purchasing power, which will allow us to obtain a number of different game items. After all the waiting, we're now able to introduce mobs to our build sites. This will add a whole new dimension to our gameplay and will certainly liven up the world that we've oftentimes had to experience in a static format. The settings for the mobs will come with a very generous array of action selections along with mob types. We'll also be seeing a more revamped system of linking and triggering that will incorporate and complement the mob interaction experience. This update will also present us with UI, key control, camera, and a host of game mechanic changes, so we may have to refamiliarize ourselves with maybe even the most basic of commands. You can find all the specific details in the published section below. Needless to say, we have a ton of things that are going to keep us engaged and hopefully will bring back a lot of players who have taken a bit of a sabbatical. And that's been your snapshot look at the massive changes we can come to expect, and we're still waiting as of this recording for the new content to be introduced, so hopefully it won't be too much longer, and I had a hell of a time getting through this dialogue. If you're new to my channel or a frequent visitor, consider subscribing so you'll have all the latest news from Daybreak.